All right, it looks like we are actually functioning live. So I want to say good morning to everyone on LinkedIn and on YouTube and Facebook, wherever you might be seeing this live stream today. Welcome to Talk About TV. Talk About TV is where we love to talk about all things experiential outdoor hospitality. And my name is Michelle Oliver. I am your host. And this is a really special interview today. I have two special guests. Many of you are probably already familiar with Lorraine Woodward. She is the founder and CEO and everything in the world of Becoming Rentable. And we have a special guest today that this is going to be so much fun. Katie Jones,
Yeah.
welcome. And you have a lot of congratulations in order here. So I believe it was just last week you received your doctorate, and I had to write it
Yes,
down because
ma'am.
it's in functional therapy, right?
Yes, ma'am. Occupational
From
therapy.
Arkansas State University. Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And on top of that, Katie's about to get married on Saturday, so she has a
Yes.
lot to celebrate. So
Thank you.
congratulations on all of
Thank
that and
you.
welcome. It's just a delight
Yeah.
to have you here. We have so many important things to talk about today. Lorraine, I'm just going to kick it to you and you can share with the world.
All right. Goodness gracious. So, Becoming Rentable has been very fortunate to work with Arkansas State Parks. And Katie and I participate in a committee with the department and met that way. And we have expanded what traditionally Becoming Rentable has identified as accessible short-term rentals. And traditionally, it is the condos, houses, rooms. But we realize another aspect of hospitality is the outdoor field, and particularly working with Evolve Lodging and our accessible retreat. Katie reached out to me as she was working on her capstone project, a huge believer in accessibility and the need to identify what is accessible in state parks. And so, together and working with Katie, we created a product called the Accessible, no, it is Park Accessible. What is our name? Parkable
Parkable
Guide.
guide.
I
Yes.
know. And so she even
Parkable
helped
guide.
us name it. And so Katie is going to talk about her senior capstone, Dr. Jones, and how you got to where you are. And we look forward to hearing that. And thank you for being willing to share this information with everyone.
Well, thank you. Yes, so I did graduate just recently with my doctorate in occupational therapy. And like Miss Lorraine said, this was part of my capstone project. For those who may not know, a capstone allows a student to take information and skills that they've learned throughout our 3 years of grad school and apply it to a real life setting. And so I chose the Arkansas State Parks because that is a passion of mine. I have visited all 52 of the Arkansas State Parks. And so through that experience, I realized as a completely able-bodied individual that I didn't have all the information that I wanted when visiting the state parks. And so my dad is disabled, and we started talking one day about like how we are a big outdoor family. We used to go on a lot of hikes and stuff before he got his disability. And he's like, I would love to go back out there. I would love to explore some more, but I just don't know what I can and can't do. And I don't want to drive all the way out there and there's nothing I can do. So through that kind of like conversation, that kind of spurred this and idea that of providing people with information. That's all we need is just more information. And so that is what my capstone has been focusing on is of gathering information about the Arkansas State Parks. And I'm not telling people what is accessible and what's not. Like that's not the point of this. It's just stating this is what you'll find. And then that allows people of all abilities, or even if they just have like a child in a stroller or a wagon or something like that, they can determine if that space fits their needs or not. Um, so one of the things I did was created a presentation. And let me see if I how do I share my screen?
Oh, there's a little
Uh,
green box at the bottom
oh, yes,
that says
same.
share. Yeah, that's great. This is so needed. It's just such an important, it's unbelievable, honestly, that no one has really done this before. So,
Yes. And well, I feel like there a lot of people that I've talked to say that they have seen that there's a need for it, but they just didn't know like how to go about it. Um, and so I'm very fortunate in that I was able to meet Miss Lorraine and her team and that we were able to partner in this. But I do feel like a lot of people have seen a need for this kind of information. So my presentation focuses on the importance of outdoor recreation for individuals with disabilities. And so what are the current barriers to outdoor recreation? They include inaccessible facilities and activities, a lack of awareness and social stigma, and lack of adequate information. So uneven terrains, lack of ramps, narrow pathways, no audio description tours. I think that that's one that's often overlooked is those who have visual and auditory impairments. A lot of people think about mobility, but not about other types of deficits. Lack of awareness and social stigma. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but a lot of people believe that those with disabilities don't belong in the outdoors. And so they don't feel welcome in that space and they don't feel wanted there. So that's a huge issue. And then also lack of adequate information, like we've already talked about. Accessibility is described differently by all individuals. And so just labeling a site as accessible is not enough. We need more information. And so I'm going to introduce you to Channing. So I had the privilege of interviewing Channing to see a perspective of somebody who travels as a person with disabilities, like what she thinks is a necessity in this app that we were trying to create. And she said improved information regarding terrain and pictures. Those were her biggest things that she would like to see included in our app. And
I
she
will
was also
say that Channing is also becoming Rentable ambassador.
yes, and she has done some phenomenal things. Like she spent 4 seasons in the U.S. Paralympic kayak. Like this woman has done incredible things, and now she's an influencer for improved accessibility in outdoors as well. So, love her story and the work that she's doing. But this is a quote that she said in one of her past interviews. She said, "Do not allow other people's opinions to tell you what is and what is not possible. After a while, you start believing it. Nobody knows your ability more than you, and you have every right to explore the great outdoors." So I just thought that was a great quote to put in here. And this is Maddie, and this one is specific to an Arkansas State Park. She is also an ambassador of Becoming Rentable, and the Arkansas State Parks invited her to visit one of their most accessible state parks. And so these are some of the things that she pointed out while she was visiting the park. She said that the Moby mat was covered by debris, which you can kind of see in this picture. She was not able to access the water. We have had a lot of floods recently, and so a lot of debris had been kicked back onto the Moby mat, but it didn't look like it had been cleaned off at all. And she had no idea of when it would be cleaned off. And then she was not able to use the outdoor elevator from the outside. So at DeGray Lake State Park, there's a lodge, and she was able to use the elevator from the inside to get outdoors to their overlook area. But when she tried to go back into the lodge, she couldn't use the elevator from the outside. So she had to wheel herself all the way around to the front door. And so that was a very exhausting experience for her. And then the Arkansas State Parks also asked her to utilize their kayak kiosk while she was there. And the impression was that she was going to have some help to do this, but there was no assistance available, and it was very difficult for her to. She can stand. She is an ambulatory wheelchair user, but she had help. Thankfully, her mom was there to help her grab the kayaks and to drag them to the edge of the water. And so that was just some issues that she had faced while visiting. to Gray Lake State Park. And this was another quote that she had said. She said, "Others might be misled if we show these things as accessible without stating the conditions." So yes, they have accessible features, but can you actually use the accessible features? And so what are the benefits? We're going to talk about physical, mental, and social benefits. And surprise, surprise, they're the same as an able-bodied individual. But there is a common myth that people who have disabilities don't need to be outdoors, don't want to be outdoors as much as an able-bodied individual does, and that's just not the truth. So physical benefits include improved cardiovascular health and improved balance, coordination, and strength. So any activity that gets you moving, whether it's hiking, biking, swimming, or anything adaptive, can help reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and certain cancers. So it's very important to just move your body as much as you can. And then improved balance, coordination, and strength. So by navigating the uneven terrains of nature, individuals of all abilities must rely on their riding reactions in order to maintain an upright posture while walking, running, biking, or various other activities. So we have riding reactions in our ears, like the fluid in our ears helps keep our head upright. But we also have riding reactions in all of the joints of our muscles. So every time you take a step, your body adjusts. So it happens automatically for people who don't have disabilities. But someone who may have a disability, their brain and their body may not communicate as well. But a great way for them to build that communication between their brain and their body is to put them on uneven terrain. And that helps build their muscles. And then also they have to think more about what their body is doing in space. And so it helps build that connection better and improve their balance, coordination, strength. And so next is mental benefits. So it reduces stress and depression and it improves self-confidence. So outdoor activities release endorphins and reduce cortisol levels, which ultimately boosts mood and reduces stress. Vitamin D production, which is produced by the sun, increases, which supports immune function and improves mood. I think we have all felt that kind of depression when it's been raining for 3 days straight and you can't go outside, or I think we all have kind of felt that sense of depression and just anxiety that it gets from being like cooped up all day. That's not good for us. We're supposed to be outside and be in the sun. And so just if you're somebody who has a disability who's been told that you can't go outside, you can't do these things, you can't enjoy the outdoors, and then that depression and that stress anxiety really does start to build in. And that improves self-confidence. So outdoor recreation allows individuals of all abilities to conquer challenges previously thought impossible. And it also allows for new ways to set and attain goals. So this just reminds me of Channing and everything that she's done and what she's been told throughout her life with that wheelchairs and outdoors don't mix, so don't even try. But no, like this is a way for them to challenge themselves and to prove that they can do these things that were previously thought impossible. And then social benefits. So being outside allows for like team sports, whether it's like adaptive hiking or wheelchair basketball. I don't know, just things that people can do outdoors. It gives them a sense of building friendships and unity, a sense of belonging, improves their communication and their team building skills, problem solving, and cooperation. So a lot of people with disabilities aren't able to participate in team sports or anything that like a normal, I'll say like school kid or something would be able to do, whether that's theater or band, sports, anything like that. A lot of people with disabilities, especially growing up, aren't able to have these opportunities to socialize. So they may miss out on some of these important skills that come with that team bonding and building. And so it's really important to provide those opportunities that those with all abilities can come together and learn team building and build those friendships and stuff. So in what ways can we increase accessibility awareness? And knowledge is power, like we're talking about. The information, people just don't know. And so we have to inform policymakers and engineers and inform the public. So many policymakers tend to lump all individuals with disabilities into the same group without considering that every individual has a different motive for why they want to be outdoors. Some are like Channing and want that challenge. They want to see what trail they can do next. Others, they don't care about that. They just want to find a picnic table that they can have a nice little lunch and read a book. And that's what is important to them. And so, until individuals with a variety of disabilities are consulted regarding outdoor recreational policies, their needs will never be fully met and they won't ever feel welcome or accepted in that space. And so, we just need to include them more into the policies that are being created for outdoor recreational activities. And then also informing the public, which is what my project has mainly been focusing on, is just informing the public and a little bit about the policymakers, but mainly the public. Because sharing knowledge is a precondition to optimize the tourism experience of people with disabilities, and limited circulation of information represents one of the most relevant barriers towards the accessibility of open space areas. So a lot of these spaces, the state parks, other outdoor recreational places may have accessible features, but people just don't know about it. It's not advertised in any way, shape, or form. And so people aren't going to travel an hour out of their way and spend their limited time and energy on something that they don't know is truly accessible for their needs. So they just need information. You just got to tell them what's there. And so, in conclusion, this is from the CDC that I've kind of paraphrased, but it really hit home. It says the interactive barriers individuals with disabilities face will continue to occur until society learns to view disabilities as a social responsibility instead of as a personal shortcoming only experienced by the individual who has the disability. Until this occurs, individuals with disabilities will never be able to live holistically and independently in our society. And I just felt like that was a great summary for what is truth. Like until we take it on as a society and to help and lend a hand and invite them into all of these outdoor spaces, they'll never feel like they're welcome or that they can live in the outdoor recreational world. So that is it. I do have references if anybody is interested in looking up any of those. Let me know and I can send them to you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Katie. I think that was beautifully presented and well articulated. And that last quote it's exactly what you said. It's the truth, the truth concisely spoken. And this is where in outdoor hospitality, people, well, again, it's education, it's awareness,
Yes.
right? We just don't know the things that we don't know until we have a reason, until they become meaningful to us, like with your dad, right? You didn't, until it becomes personal, we just, it's out of our scope of awareness. But for all the people in outdoor hospitality, the RV resorts, the dispersed hotels, the campgrounds, this is such an opportunity not only to provide what every human being deserves and needs, but also to grow your business in a very meaningful way. It's like we're serving, we always go back to the 70 million people that just have mobility issues, and it's actually much more than that. And it really is about true inclusivity. So thank you so much. That was really meaningful and well done. And
Thank you.
gosh, I just wish everybody would take this to heart, you know?
I hope so. I hope so.
All
Lorraine.
right. So from there, as you can see, Katie is a very intelligent, wise woman who has been instrumental in our debut that we're announcing today for the first time. We thought it only appropriate to share it on this show because of the accessible retreat that Evolve Lodging has available. We're super excited that we've been able to work with you on that. And I'm sorry, I've got something in my throat. It's going down. All right. And so as I get ready to share my screen in the debut of the Parkable Guide, which for some reason I could not remember its name, Katie helped us create this guide. And as we talk about accessibility, Becoming Rentable has really looked at what that means in the outdoor space for accessible lodging, as well as looking at traditional lodging. And education is powerful, but again, it also is great business. This is a tough time economically. And as we all are looking at how can we keep our doors open from a business perspective, looking at the needs of all of ours is really key to that as we look at accessibility. I know for me, my needs are very different than they were a year ago, 5 years ago. And you think about your family unit as you know it, and the what the needs are of parents, of friends, of siblings, of those of that are our besties, and what they need when you're traveling and want to experience the great outdoors. So we, through Katie's help and direction, created the Parkable Guide. And it's a guide that does provide us that information to know, can I go on that picnic? Can I go on a trail? Can I get into that lake or pool? And can my grandmother go with me and watch the kids play? And so this guide, let me see, I think I have to go get started. Has now Katie helped create this. And so Katie, you might have to help guide me
Yeah.
and on this guide. And we start off with, what is the Parkable Guide? So if you're a camping community, if you are a state park, a county park, a city park, it gives you the information here on what the guide is. And then for Arkansas, we looked at kind of an intro to Arkansas State Parks of what it is. You can learn a little bit about Becoming Rentable and how we came up with this. Katie, again, throughout the app, helped write the content for this piece. And then we have definitions. Again, disability may be new to us. And, and they talk about a beach wheelchair. What the heck is that? Is that, a wheelchair that you get in the water with? Is it one that is on the outside of that water environment? And so we pull together definitions so you understand, what is a Hoyer lift? What is a Moby mat? Never heard of that before. And so we hope that will, as they see what is accessible in this destination area, and they don't understand what it is, they can go to our definitions here. We also have an area of Wi-Fi information because that was really important for Katie, because a lot of times when you're in park environments, in RV communities or camps, you don't have that Wi-Fi connection. So if there's information that you want to have with you at the park or camping ground, that you can download it and create your own PDF file and have reference to it. Again, the description of how you use it, how you save that PDF. Now, this is what Katie's capstone was, over 500 hours that she worked on this guide and her capstone. And so Arkansas has 52 state parks, and Katie was able to go and visit 25. Is that correct, Katie?
I think final count was 21.
Okay, 21.
Oh my
You
goodness.
caught me halfway.
21
Yes.
parks. And what
21
she
14
did.
weeks.
Yes. Wow.
In 14 weeks, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. So she went in and again identified the welcome to the park system. And then we have
So if you go back to that Arkansas Museum of Natural Resources,
okay.
go back up to that one. Yeah. And then scroll down, I think, a little bit, and then you can hit the visitor center.
So with
And
each
then,
one of these, Katie took pictures. She identified, what is the surface? That's really important for me, who's a wheelchair user. Am I going to get there? And is the parking space on gravel? Is it on dirt, grass, asphalt? How many parking spaces are there? So we not only identify that, but we show it. What's the pathway? What's the entrance look like? What do they, have? How wide is the door? So the interior, particularly at the visitor center, you can see here this colored tape for people with low vision or visually impaired to navigate the flooring from the brick to the wood here. And so throughout the museum, here's what they do have and what they don't have. So you can identify if what they have will meet your needs. Is there another one? Bathroom. Again, and showing the pictures. Go ahead.
Crowley's Ridge State Park is one that you can show if you like.
Okay, here we go. So another one. Wow, this has a lot of different things. Let's go to campsites. So it identifies the accessible features of this particular state park. And parking, pathways, restrooms, holy goodness gracious. The day use areas, that's a very popular one. So there's no curb cuts, there's no ramps. Is there a need for curb cuts and ramps, Katie?
Not in that space, no.
Okay.
And so the parking lot, the way it's designed, it doesn't have one.
Okay. So here's the lake. And what again that they have pavilions, I like the snack bar in the swimming section. That's and that is very important, particularly if you have diabetes and you've got to make sure that your sugar intake's at a certain level. And so again, that's a lot of information that Katie went and captured and have documented. So we, again, if you don't know, you don't know. And what we want people to do is to have the information that they can see, so they know that, wow, that's really going to be hard for somebody using crutches. Could they use a walking trail? Possibly, but may be uncomfortable with having so many routes. So absolutely phenomenal information. So again, we have we identify all of the parks, but not all of the parks have the content collected and made available to them yet. I'm trying to, all right. And then suggestions and tips for the guest coming to that stay. And then how to stay in touch, through Facebook, Instagram, website, we provide that information. So this is available on a phone, both an Apple and an Android. It's also available on a tablet as well as online. And part of the challenge with a lot of this information, it's only available with a computer. And we felt that it's very important that we have the ability with this app to use it on the phone. And while you're traveling, hey, Mom, did you know that, Crowley State Park has this? I want to go to that one. But can we also go to the Diamond? What's the Diamond place? Okay.
Oh. I'm not sure
Because they
exactly.
just, a lady spent 2 weeks and she found, was it a 1.5?
Crater of Diamonds.
Crater of Diamonds. And you
Yes.
go there and you look for diamonds. And this lady just a week ago found almost a 3-carat diamond. So now she's using that diamond for her engagement ring. And so that's really cool. It's a working area to look for diamonds. So very, very cool. And so this is now available. It's a yearly subscription. And you can have staff go out. Katie's working with one of our team members to look at staff or volunteers and training them to go gather this information, or to hire somebody locally to do that. Becoming Rentable right now has limited availability and going to those state parks. But if they prefer us training and hiring somebody, absolutely we will do that. But we're very sensitive of the economics of gathering and making this information available. So it's all about choices and choices for an individual to look at on what is accessible to them, and choices in how to gather this information and make it usable. And it's also a link that they immediately can put on your website so that people can go to Arkansas State Parks or to a camping organization, or to a company that has multiple camps throughout the country. And people can go to and look at each one of their facilities. So it's chock full of information, the first of its kind, of course. And we're just happy that we can work with Michelle and share this information today.
Oh, this is amazing. Everything that you do has to be first of its kind. I've
I know.
noticed everything in your portfolio is, hey, first of its kind. And we
Because
know the path,
again, we're not doing this as an industry. If it is
right?
camping communities, and it's like, why not? Why not in 2025 that this kind of a product is not available?
It's wonderful, Lorraine and Katie. And I mean, it's a real example of knowledge is power. This is one of the first things I remember you telling me when you shared your experience of showing up in these different places, and then you can get so far, and then like your adventure ends, you know? Oh, great, there's a ramp, but now I can't get in the door. Or the story you shared, Katie, about the elevator.
Hmm.
What?
Yeah, it's
You can
crazy.
get out, but you can't get back?
Hmm.
I mean, we are just not thinking this through. So I think too, this tool will help people think through the actual process that someone goes through. And it's not out of maliciousness, it's just ignorance, right? So this is so wonderful. Now, any RV resort or campground or anyone can use this, right?
Absolutely. We've even seen similar information in wedding planning. So the idea of gathering information
Interesting.
is becoming more and more important. And
Yeah,
we found out about this type of technology on the web, and it's like we need this, and so build it and they will come. And we hope
that's
people will
right.
come.
Certainly will, and we will definitely be promoting this. How do you want people to reach out to you? Do you want them to schedule a call? Do you want them to email you? I'll put whatever contact information in the description and in the comment section.
Great.
So if somebody because I think a lot of people will be interested in this.
Info@becomingrentable.com. Um, I,
Okay.
I know we have a link, and information on our website, and we also have, parkableguide.com, but I don't know if it's live yet because this is our first time announcing it.
I know
And
this is the unveiling, as you said earlier.
yes,
So thank you so much for doing it here. And everybody that we will announce this. Today's Wednesday. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, we have a weekly roundtable for professionals in experiential outdoor hospitality. And I will announce it there too and drive people back to this. I'll share the link. So
okay.
we'll get the word out there, and there are some real movers and shakers in there that are out on they go to all the conferences and everything. And I just think this is something that needs to be shared everywhere. Thank you for making this. I can't imagine how many people will be grateful for this.
And thank you,
I hope
Katie, for
people,
all your hard
yeah,
work.
I enjoyed it. I loved visiting the state parks for the 14 weeks. So it wasn't like work for me. Like I just got to do what I enjoyed doing, and to help people along the way. So I do hope that people are able to use this for their benefit and to get outdoors more and to just explore. And hopefully we'll be able to implement this in more spaces. So,
Yeah, it's the most natural thing in the world. Everyone needs to be in nature for all the reasons that you described and a million more that you can't even articulate, you know? We all just need to feel better, right?
Yes.
And it's community, it's just so many, it's everything. You said it all, so no need for me to repeat everything, but I really appreciate both of you being here. Do you have any burning desire to share closing thoughts?
I would ask you, Michelle, if you had any questions about what this is or looking for, and you can get back to us. We'll come back and visit you. But we've
Thank you.
yes.
Why don't we pose that to our audience, actually? What questions do all of you have? Because the people that we connect with are usually, well, it could be anyone, someone managing a campground, someone with a portfolio of RV resorts and campgrounds and dispersed hotels, all kinds of things. And I usually like to go to the front line, the people who are out there, the managers and the workers and whatever, you're at the front desk or whatever. What are your thoughts about this and how can we better serve you? Did we miss anything? I don't think that you did, but when you're out there on the ground, you hear from people. And I know that Randy Hendrickson, the co-founder of Evolve Lodging, that's why we're doing this because he was managing all of these RV resorts and kept seeing people come in wheelchairs and not being able to do anything. And so how do we solve that? And we try to solve this with the accommodations. But that's not the only piece here. It's a whole puzzle. So yeah, why don't we put this out there and maybe I can also post a survey and we can get some feedback and then we'll come back again and address those questions and concerns. Yeah, this is just the beginning of a journey, ongoing, evolving, right?
There you go.
Evolving journey.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Bless you guys. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Have fun, relax. Don't worry. Wedding will be perfect.
Be happy. Don't
Well,
worry.
thank you. Yes. A lot of last minute details to take care of, but it's coming together great.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Chill out. I was going to say have a glass of wine. I don't know if you do that, but go out in nature. Go
Yes.
take a barefoot stroll in nature and ground yourself. And
Yeah.
congratulations. It's
Well,
lovely
thank
to meet
you
you. And thank you
as
again,
well.
both of you. And we'll be back. We'll have these
Yes, ma'am.
lovely guests back again to answer all of your questions. Have a great weekend, everyone. It's coming soon. Get outside.
Thank you.